Hey, what's going on, everyone? James Anderson here, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, we're going to be going over, or continuing to go over, the cast of Survivor 49. Now, last episode, I went over the Kele tribe, which is the blue tribe, and in this episode, we are going to be going over the yellow tribe, the Hina tribe. And in the next episode, I'll go over the red Uli tribe, and yeah, you get the idea. With that being said, we're going to go over the cast right now for the yellow tribe, the Hina tribe. Anyways, first up is Jason Truel, a contestant of Survivor 49, a 32-year-old originally from Anaheim, California, now living in Santa Ana. He's a law clerk. Okay, cool. Three words to describe you are scrappy, family first, and brainiac. Okay, so he plans on playing somewhat of a nerdy character. Okay, we'll see. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? I want to test my limits physically, emotionally, and psychologically. I've spent so much of my life unprepared and unfettered to try new and challenging things. I love to bite off more than I can chew, and I can usually end up chewing it. I'm scared, but that's what makes me so excited. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? Landing a job as a Google software engineer with no background or experience by self-studying during lunches and commutes at my customer support job. Then leaving Google to follow my dreams in the law. Dream big, try bigger, and the rest will follow. Which previous player do you identify with the most? Who do you think you will play most like? Kenny from Gabon. He was my Super Smash Bros. Hero, and he's what got me into Survivor in the first place. We're both gamers, grew up in SoCal, and Vietnamese, and even have the same birthday. Oh, hey, that's awesome. I'm Vietnamese too. Anyways, I feel like I'd play most like Rachel from 47, controlled, subtle, but able to hit the turbo to cross the finish. What will you value in an alliance partner? Different perspectives and prioritizing the alliance. I need someone who is willing to be honest when a move helps individually but hurts the alliance. Someone who's able to compromise and bring new ideas to make us stronger as a unit. Okay, so more of a team builder, I guess. Interesting. Favorite hobbies are video games, rollerblading, Dance Dance Revolution, video games, acoustic guitar, Panda Express, and video games. You already said video games like multiple times, jeez. Pet peeves are people who are afraid to be wrong or look silly. Own your mistakes. I believe showing weakness is strength. What's something we would never know from looking at you? I'm an incredibly aggressive LA driver and I can sniff out weakness when making lane changes. LA traffic excites me. It's how I power trip. Holy crap, what? Who gets excited over traffic? Who's your biggest inspiration and why? Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Okay, so he's a liberal. Cool. She was incredibly brilliant, always fought for what she believed in, and changed constitutional law by herself, basically. And that's before she joined the Supreme Court. She was such a small, unassuming lady, but she was fierce, an icon, and why I changed my career. Interesting. Why will you be the sole survivor? I'm just a small little guy. People will underestimate me, even though I'm goofy and look full of weakness. The one thing I know I kick ass at, the one thing I know I kick ass at is adapting, learning from my mistake, learning from my mistakes and rallying hard. If they keep me long enough, they can't stop me. I'll be honest with you. I think Jason Trull is going to be an early boot. I don't know if he may be a brainiac, but I don't suspect him being around as long. I just don't see it. I feel like he's gonna be I feel like he will be in the minority of the numbers, and I don't know if there's much he can do. Maybe if he finds like an idol, like maybe he could save himself until jury, but I could totally see him like I don't know. I totally see him like not using an idol when he needs it. So I think he's gonna be an early boot. Sorry to say. Next is Christina Mills, a contestant from Survivor 49. A 36-year-old from Houston, Texas, originally from Houston, Texas, now living in Edmond, Oklahoma. She's an NBA career coach. She's adaptable, loyal, and random. All right, that's okay. So she's going to be playing a game based on loyalty and adaptability. I don't. I guess it's. I don't know. I guess I would describe her how she wants to play it as like not striking too hard. She doesn't want to play the game too hard initially, so I guess that's good. I don't know I don't know how I would fully describe it, but let me continue reading. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? When season 45 aired, I wasn't in a good place. Oh damn, sorry to hear that. I was dealing with postpartum depression plus the unexpected loss of my mom. Caleb's joy brought a smile to my face. Emily's transformation gave me hope. During that season, I felt like Uncle Jeffrey was talking to me when he said, apply. This show embodies everything my mom was: adventurous, strategic, daring. I want my kids to see that same spirit in me. I want to show people that even though the grief never leaves, there's still a beautiful life to embrace. What's one experience you feel has prepared you for the game? Being a mom to Irish twins 10 months apart. Okay, yeah, I don't know if that's really a twin, but you got the idea. Yeah, it's not really a twin. No matter what, I have to be on and show up. Kids don't care if you have a stomach bug. They want their bedtime story read with enthusiasm. I'll be the tribe member keeping everyone in good spirits when the hunger and physical/mental fatigue kick in. Okay, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'd say it could. So she's going to be more of like a motherly figure. I mean, it can work, but I think that that could be used against her easily. So we'll have to see what happens because people will be annoyed, and people don't like it when they're told what to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, which previous player do you identify with the most? Who do you think you will play most like? After watching Survivor Panama, I'm convinced I'm Sari 2.0. Okay, she's overhyping herself. We'll see what happens. Like Sari, I'm first playing the game at 35, have young kids, and absolutely love my comfortable couch. I've never been camping, but I'm choosing to get out of my comfort zone. Rachel, season 47, and I have a lot of similarities, but ultimately, I think I'd play most like Carson from season 44. We're social nerds who are loyal to our people. What will you value in an alliance partner? Someone who I can just look at and we understand each other. I need someone who will balance my personality. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry about that. I'm a big picture person and I need to align with someone good with details. Favorite hobbies are cycling and boxing group fitness classes, chasing coasters and traveling with my husband, and of course, brunch with my girls. Pet peeves are bullies. I'm a non-confrontational person, but if someone gets bullied, I'll step in. What's something we'd never know from looking at you? I was a Broadway star in a past life. The love for it made it to this life, but the talent didn't. Oh damn, sorry to hear that. Who is your biggest inspiration and why? My husband and best friend Richie inspires me to be the best self. Inspires me to be my best self, sorry. He immigrated from Ghana in middle school and has worked tirelessly to get to where he is now. He has faced many challenges, including being diagnosed with sickle cell anemia, but has never wavered from having a Mamba mentality. Why will you be the sole survivor? I'm great at building genuine relationships with any type of person. People get protective of me after one conversation. I think I'll be the secret keeper for multiple castmates and will strategically use that information to get me to the end. Okay. There's two ways where I think Christine is going to play. Either she annoys the tribe so much that she gets booted very early, or she is able to follow up on what she says, like, and maintain secrets, build relationships, and I think it could be a bit of, okay, I'm sorry, or she could like maybe she might go far. I don't know. I feel like she could be both annoying and useful. I could totally see her as like an annoying, useful person, someone who's like, "Oh, please shut up," but at the same time, someone who's like, "Okay, she's someone we can work with." And could she make it to the end? I don't know. I could totally see her being an early boot, but if people can see past the annoying parts of Christina, and I do think Christina might be a little annoying to the tribe, if Christina can get past like the pre-jury phase, I think she could very well she could do well. I'm not sure could she find a beware advantage? I don't think so. That's not I don't see it. But I don't think she'll win. I think she is going to get eliminated at some point during the jury phase. And yeah, that's how I see it. Next up is Matt Williams, a 52-year-old originally from Farmington, Utah, now living in St. George, Utah. His occupation is an airport ramp agent, and he describes himself as confident, curious, and spontaneous. Why do you want to be a pirate survivor? 26 days in Fiji will be nice. $1 million will be nice, but if you are anything like me, which sometimes I am, and you have a burning desire to cling to a telephone pole in your underwear on national television, Survivor is the only way you're going to get that done. Ah, interesting. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? Does my childhood count as an experience? Oh, I like this guy. Oh, he's gonna be funny. I have a good feeling he's gonna be funny in the show. He's gonna be the comic relief of the show. I'm looking forward to that. Which previous player do you identify with the most? I probably identify most with Joe, the gorgeous bohemian from Utah. He's a true gentleman and chiseled like a Roman god. We have a lot in common. Oh my god. Who do you think you'll play most like? I hope I would play the game like Kenzie. She was so likable. I could never write down her name. I really hope people have a hard time writing down mine. What will you value in an alliance partner? I hope to align with people who think they are smarter than me. If I can play a subservient role, it will be easier to hide until it is time to quote unquote turn it on. Favorite hobbies are fishing, hiking, and traveling. Pet peeves are listening to someone incorporating texting shorthand and into a verbal conversation. OMG, lol. What is something we would never know from looking at you? I love to cook. I would like to open a restaurant someday. Maybe when I win in season 49, I'll use that money to buy the sanctuary. I'll name myself the head chef and bartender. Oh, aspirations to cook. Maybe he could be a chef who can feed the tribe. Hey, that could be a skill to build relationships. Hey, I think that's what he's got. I think he could. I think he really needs to incorporate cooking into his gameplay. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My wife Chrissy. She has worked at a hospice. She had worked as a hospice nurse. Her empathy dial is turned all the way to 11. She is my life coach and my best friend. She taught me how to evolve. She is the reason I strive every day to be a better version of me than I was the day before. Why will you be the sole survivor? I'm prepared, I'm disciplined, I'm adaptable, and I'm on a beach in Fiji. At this point, all I need is patience. Yeah, I think Matt is going to be comic relief for the show, and he can cook. So I don't know. I could totally see him being similar to Carolyn. Maybe he a little crazy. He would be totally funny, and I don't know. I feel like he could potentially make it far. He could be crazy. I mean, I feel like he could make it like pretty far. Maybe like final six, final five, final four, or maybe final three, give or somewhere. I don't know if he'd win, but I don't know. I feel like he with his cooking, I think he can use cooking as a way to as a starting point for his social game and then build up from there. And if he can do that, I'm sure we're gonna hear some funny confessionals from him, of course. I don't know. I think production's gonna like him. I have a good feeling that production might like him, and he's gonna, and maybe, and maybe others will like ignore him. Maybe. Do you think others would ignore him? I think he would. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of blinking out here. Overall, I think he would do pretty well. I think people would see him as a bit of a target, maybe in the jury phase, but you know, could I see him being booted pre-jury if he becomes annoying? Yeah, but I don't know. I'll give him like a 75% chance he makes it to jury, 25% chance he doesn't make it to jury. That's what I'll say. Next is Michelle MC Chukwujekwu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry. Anyway, she's a 29-year-old originally from Sash, Texas, now living in San Diego. Her occupation is a fitness trainer. 3 words to describe her are competitive, high energy, and goofy. Okay, why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Because I'm epic. Because it's epic. It's the perfect blend of athleticism, sociology, and mental strength. Plus, I'm always looking for a new challenge for myself and new adventures. And of course, the chance at $1 million doesn't hurt. What's one life experience you feel has prepared for your game? Working in sales because I've had to learn what's the right thing to say and who's the right person to say it to achieve the outcome I want. I definitely plan on using that skill in the game. Okay, so she's going to be playing more of a social game. She's going to be trying. She's going to be cautious with what she's saying. Okay, interesting. What previous player do you identify with the most? I identify with Tiff I identify with Tiff the most and loved watching her play. Who do you think you'll play most like? I hope to play like Dee. She played a great physical and social game with her alliances, but honestly, I can really only go out there and play my own game. Okay, some honesty, I like that. What will you value in an alliance partner? An open mind to hear different perspectives, and not someone who is quote unquote my way or the highway. Favorite hobbies? I have way too many, but to name a few, working out, pickleball, hiking, gaming, roller skating, or just going out to soak in the sun and touch grass. Pet peeves are not feeling heard or being talked to or being talked over slash interrupted. Also bullies slash rude people. Bullies are whack. Another person who hates bullies. Okay, what's something we'd never know from looking at you? Season 47 was the first season I ever watched from Survivor. I quickly became obsessed, binged watched half the seasons, and now here I am. Okay, so she's a new Survivor fan. That's awesome. Who's the biggest inspiration and why? My big sister. She's the most intelligent person I know, an amazing mother, and an extremely hard worker. Everything she's done in life, she's nailed, and I've always aspired to be more like her. Why will you be the sole survivor? I've got the social charm to be everyone's best friend and outwit. I've got the athleticism to crush physical challenges and outplay, and I've got the mental endurance to outlast. So she plans on playing a more well-rounded game, and I don't know. I don't know. She might be a comp beast. She be a comp beast? I actually could totally see her being a potential comp beast, like winning a few immunities, and I think people are gonna eventually be threatened by her. I think she would do pretty well physically. Mentally, hmm. I don't know how she would do on the mental challenges. I think we'll have to wait and see what happens with the mental challenges. But I feel like she could do very well at the physical challenges, considering that she's a fitness trainer. And yeah, I think she could totally win a few comps. And do I think she'll make it to final three? Hmm. I don't know. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. I think if she wins a few comps, she will become too big of a threat, and then people are going to want to target her at that point. I don't know. I'd say if she makes it to jury, she's going to do well in comps, and maybe she could win four comps, maybe three, four individual immunity challenges, maybe three. I don't give or take. I think she can win a few comps. That's how I feel. I think it's too early for me to determine if she can win this season or not. I think we'll have to wait and see what happens. Next is Sophie Segretti, a 31-year-old originally from Darnestown, Maryland, now living in New York. She's a strategy associate. Okay, so she's going to be doing. So her gameplay might involve a bit of strategy. Alright. 3 words to describe her are loud, funny, and competitive. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? I've wanted to go on Survivor since I watched Survivor All Stars when I was 9. A lifelong fan, I've always thought playing Survivor would be a blast. Okay, so we're done with a super fan. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? Business school, which is networking in corporate America, but a game of alliances? Okay, so she's going to be playing more of a social game. All right. What previous player do you identify with the most? Rachel, my archangel of alternates. Me also an alternate. Oh, really? So you were an alternate? You've previously applied to be in the show? Wow, that's awesome. What will you value in an alliance partner? Honesty. They don't need to tell me everything, but we gotta be on the same page about the important stuff. Favorite hobbies are surfing, going to concerts, the gym, trying new restaurants, reality TV. Pet peeves are slow walkers in restaurants that make you want to wait for your whole party to sit. What's something we'd never know from looking at you? I play the violin and I'm very handy. I'm in the orchestra at work and re reply. I think that meant to say reply handiness. I have a full toolbox and love building slash fixing things. Okay, so she's gonna be useful around camp. Okay, that might be nice. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My mom. She's raised 4 kids while getting her PhD, so she could be a professor while still practicing physical therapy. She taught me that you're never too old to try something new and succeed at it, career or hobby wise. Why will you be the sole survivor? I have a knack for bringing people together. That plus maybe too competitive a spirit winning combo. I'll be honest with you. I feel like she's going to be more of a background character. I don't think she's going to win, in all honesty. I think she's going to be more of a background character who will be used by other people, and I mean, she could make it to jury. I'd say let's give her an equal chance of pre-jury versus jury. Let's give her a 50% chance that she'll make it to jury, but otherwise, I think someone will eventually go after her and take her out. That's how I feel about this. All right, last up for the Yellow Tribe, it's Stephen Ram, a 35-year-old originally from Littleton, Colorado, now living in Denver, and he's a rocket scientist. Okay, that's pretty cool. 3 words to describe him are optimistic, outgoing, and empathetic. Hmm, he's kind of giving me narrator vibes. I don't know why, but yeah, I feel like he could be the narrator of this season. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? Discovery. As an aspiring lunar landowner, I'm an explorer at heart. Like a deep space mission, Survivor is a journey into the unknown, but instead of highly trained astronauts, there are 18 rascals conspiring to jettison each other out of the airlock. To me, that sounds like the adventure of a lifetime and the ultimate test of character. I look forward to discovering the edges of my comfort zone and blasting right through them. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? Growing up from hearing loss, okay, Survivor's definitely going to mention quite a bit about this one as well. I was undiagnosed until my early 20s and just assumed everyone heard the same as I did. To compensate, I had to focus extra hard on what people were saying and fill in the blanks with context clues. In the process, I became a great listener and communicator, which are key skills from the game of Survivor. So he's going to be playing more of a social game. Okay. What previous player do I identify with the most? I identify with Rupert's ability to be unabashedly himself and Tyson's sense of humor. Who do you think you'll play most like? I am probably most similar to Charlie from season 46. I hope to play a similar social game with an under the radar strategy that takes me from infinity and beyond. What will you value in an alliance partner? An unwavering ability to tolerate my arsenal of bad jokes and remain calm and collected under pressure. Favorite hobbies are making music, playing competitive dodgeball, snowboarding, watching horror movies, shouting at the moon to assert dominance, and vibing with my golden retriever Rupert. Ah, you mean you named your dog after Rupert? Nice. But shouting at the moon to assert dominance? Ah. Okay. He might be an early boot, but I think Survivor's going to just make him like a narrator for like the pre-jury phase of the game. But yeah. What's something we'd never know from looking at you? When I'm not working on technologies to pioneer the frontiers of the moon and Mars, I'm hustling as a musician. I play guitar, drums, bass, and have been making music my whole life. Also, I really enjoy spicy foods. I'm talking like spicy fuego. This surprises me since I look like someone who prefers saltine crackers and a glass of milk. Who's your biggest inspiration and why? My 99-year-old grandpa, who is a World War II veteran. He survived the Battle of Iwo Jima and is still fit and sharp enough to live alone. His compassion, sense of humor, and longevity is truly remarkable. The dude is literally a living legend. He told me to look out for sharks, and I think he meant literally, but I'm going to keep an eye out for the figuratively as well. Lots of land sharks in Fiji. Why will you be the sole survivor? I bring a unique blend of left and right brained skills to the game that will allow me to connect with people on both sides of the brain spectrum while also maintaining a low profile. So, Stephen Ram. Okay, how do I feel about Stephen Ram? I feel like Stephen Ram is going to be. He's giving me like narrator vibes. I don't know why, but I feel like he's going to be a narrator for at least the pre-jury phase of the game. And I have a good feeling that he might be booted pre-jury. But, and I do mean but, if he somehow makes it to jury, I could totally actually see him winning this whole thing. Because if he somehow makes it to jury, I think he will develop a good enough social game to where like people don't want to see him get voted off because they might not be as threatened by him. Especially with the whole like shouting at the moon to assert dominance. But then again, that could also be a reason as to why people will want to target him as well. I think he could do very well with the mental challenges. So I think I'll give him that as well. I think he could do pretty well. He could be a mental comp. I don't know if he'll win a physical comp. He might win one in physical comp, maybe, but I think he's going to be more of a mentally focused player. So I think I'll give him a 10% chance of winning, a 40% chance that he gets booted in the pre-jury, and yeah, that's my analysis for him. So with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. Then in the next video, I will be going over the Red Uli tribe. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all later. Peace.